So I used to work for Dr. Burkich. Actually, I probably still do. I'm not sure, but I haven't had a paycheck from him in 6 months. So this is not a paid endorsement. This is me giving credit where credit is due. And I've worked around so many doctors, and he was such a good one that I felt like I could fairly and accurately talk about how he helped me, and let him have credit for being a good doctor. I wanted to give him a shout out in a review because this guy did a really, really good job. And I think that when people do good work, it should be recognized. And so I'm 54 years old. And back in December, I went to Dr. Robert Burkich in Ringgold, and his company is called Preventive Medicine, Anti-Aging, and Chelation Therapy. And the reason I went to Dr. Burkich is because I wanted to have hormone replacement therapy. Because at my age, let's face it, well, the statistics aren't good. Your hormones go down, so many percent for every year that you live past 30. And the negative side effects are cumulative, and they're disturbing and not fun. And going for any type of like hormone replacement therapy and this kind of stuff, it's unsettling because at least for me it was, because I'm in uncharted territory. I always like to feel like I know what I'm doing and I have a good understanding of what's going on, especially if I'm going to be injecting myself with something, which is what this was. um, and it really helps to have. I've worked with a lot of doctors. First of all, let me say that I worked with a lot of doctors. I was a network admin at a cardiology practice that had over 20 doctors, and I shared office space with them. So trust me, I've been around doctors, and I know like how doctors can vary so much by their personality, by the way they treat you, by the way they act, by the amount of care that they show. And it really like comes down to how invested the doctor is in the patient. And the attitude always, always, always shines through. Um, and call it bedside manner, call it the way the doctor respects you, the way that, and then there's other things like there's like how motivated does the doctor seem to like help you with your problems, because are they listening with one ear? Are they listening with both ears? Are they present? Do they take time with you? Um, do they seem knowledgeable in their field? You have doctors who, they get their degree and they never crack a book again. But you want a doctor who's knowledgeable and who continually learns. And Dr. Burkich has received some harsh press, and that's another part of the reason I'm doing this. And I've seen all of it, and I think that for the most part, um, judging just from knowing him the way that I know him, that 99% of it is just malarkey. Um, I believe he's a great doctor. He's knowledgeable. He was concerned. Like I went to him with some pretty bad problems, like sky high blood pressure. It's better now, but that's another story. I'm not here to talk about that. And not only did he sit me down, give me like immediately, like give me um, blood work, establish baselines for where I was at, uh, um, put me on a regimen of hormones that made me feel way, way, way better. Not only did he do all that stuff, he did it in a way that was very, very comprehensive and very considerate. And I really appreciate that. He was considerate of my feelings. He was considerate of my ignorance. He was considerate of my time, and he did take a lot of time to talk with me and work with me, and so that's why I'm taking the time to give this review for my friends and people who live in the Chattanooga area and the North Georgia area, and who are looking for HRT. And I mean, really, it's not that far from Atlanta. It's right off of I-75 North, right before you get into Chattanooga. And He has a lot of other therapies, which I'm not going to go into. I mean, well, I'll say what they are. He does PRP injections, EECP therapy, IV therapy, which is vitamin C therapy, which is something I would like to try. HRT, I believe for men and women, peptide therapy, and he has his own line of supplements. But I just went in for HRT, and it had a huge effect on my life. It has had a huge effect on my life, and I really, really like it. But most of all, I just wanted to say that if you're thinking about going for HRT in Chattanooga and North Georgia, that you can't go wrong with Dr. Burkich. Um, just ignore the crap on the internet about him, because trust me, if you set up an appointment with him and you go to him, you will not be disappointed. And I'm no longer a paid employee of his, so I haven't received a check from him since December. So, but I feel like that when I have the opportunity to help somebody who's helped me, and he was a big help to me, and especially someone who does it in a way that's so considerate, and that takes into account all the details. I feel like it's worth me taking the time to give this shout out to Dr. Burkich and say thank you for doing a fantastic job. Um, so 5 stars. Nobody's supposed to get 5 stars, right? So we'll call it 4.75 stars for Dr. Robert Burkich at Preventive Medicine, Anti-Aging, and Chelation Therapy in Ringgold, Georgia. Peace.